where we have taken Wimbledon here. I mean, I'm looking at every match. I'm hoping when somebody really puts a great approach, and I'm hoping, let's get to the net, let's get to the net, let's finish the volley. Nobody's trying to do that. Everybody's like laid back, sitting on the baseline, no regard for going to the net. So I'm very disappointed looking at. So what is happening is everybody's saying, okay, grass court has a lot of speed. Whatever I do from the baseline, I try to adjust to that speed. Even his opponent is saying the same, and looks like people have just forgotten that volley is maybe a part of the game.
Hi, guys, and welcome to the Tennis Bytes podcast. So, we are almost through the week one of Wimbledon, and going forward, the big question, of course, arises that who is going to win this Wimbledon? Of course, we have the usual suspects, Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic, who are the favorites once again for this Wimbledon. So, Bhushan, I first of all want to ask you, uh, what do you think are the chances of us witnessing this most awaited, probably the most awaited final of the year, Carlos
Uh,
Alcaraz versus Novak Djokovic?
I would say it's almost there. Maybe an upset or two can disrupt that chance, but looks like we are on track for that.
Yeah, because see, the first three rounds are over now. We are into the fourth round, and what we have seen so far is that although Alcaraz has been slightly shaky, people may say that I have seen a few hiccups here and there for him.
Yeah.
Let's. I'm not saying about him losing a set or something like that, but overall game wise, whereas we have seen Djokovic almost having a perfect start. So, do you think that could come into play, or now that the first week is over and it's a fresh week and it doesn't really matter?
Yeah, shouldn't matter. And isn't this exactly opposite of what happened in French Open? I think Djokovic was a little shaky, but and Alcaraz maybe was very very dominant. We discussed that in our last episode. Right?
Okay, all right. So just let's quickly get through the top half and the bottom half. And since we are focusing on Alcaraz and Djokovic, so Alcaraz has Berrettini in the fourth round. Then he's going to face Rune possibly or Dimitrov. We are not quite sure about that. And in the semis, we have he has either Medvedev or Tsitsipas. That is what the draw looks like. So for Alcaraz, what do you think? Who could pose the biggest threat, or is it going to be a rather easy affair?
I actually think Medvedev can be a threat. What I mean, the entire philosophy of my thought process is that in week two things will get slower. It's obviously a very well-known fact. The week two will be the grass is worn out, and Alcaraz will obviously have an advantage doing that. So obviously everybody play from the baseline and playing from the baseline, shot to shot. Alcaraz is the guy. Alcaraz is the guy. So it is difficult to really say who will be the favorite. Maybe somebody who really plays fast-paced tennis. Sometimes Medvedev, great serve. Sometimes great volleys, good ground strokes. Perfect, looks like.
And what do you think about Tsitsipas? Is he the only single-handed guy left now?
Yeah.
Apart from Dimitrov, of course, but Dimitrov will be playing him a little early.
Tsitsipas has never troubled Alcaraz. I mean, I would assume or I want a close match between these guys, but looks like it is never going to be possible with Alcaraz's strength, double-handed backhand, and all the other attributes that he possesses.
And more importantly, or rather, I should say, we should also address Dimitrov playing Alcaraz a possible quarterfinals because almost 10 years ago, Dimitrov was dubbed as Baby Federer. I think you remember that. I don't know if he still is because, I'm not quite sure about that. But he has a very Federer-esque game. He plays a game very similar to that of Federer. And considering that he will be meeting Alcaraz a little earlier on in the Wimbledon, not exactly in the end stages, do you think Dimitrov can really trouble him?
I actually think this is a good point to meet for Dimitrov because had it been a potential semis or finals, I don't think Dimitrov would really reach there. And talking about Baby Federer, obviously there are always people who race or who have that potential in mind. But irrespective of that, Dimitrov is a fantastic player. So you don't need to, everybody doesn't need to achieve Federer like Grand Slams to be called Baby Federer. Dimitrov has great qualities. amazing single-handed backhand, good drop shots, all the great attributes to really compete, but very difficult to win against Alcaraz.
And I'm pretty sure you must be a bit biased towards Dimitrov because he's probably the only grass porter that we have left
Yeah.
in this tournament now.
So yeah, where we have taken Wimbledon here. I mean, I'm looking at every match. I'm hoping when somebody really puts a great approach, and I'm hoping let's get to the net, let's get to the net, let's finish the volley. Nobody's trying to do that. Everybody's like laid back, sitting on the baseline, no regard for going to the net. So I'm very disappointed looking at. So what is happening is everybody's saying, okay, grass court has a lot of speed. Whatever I'll do from the baseline. I'll try to adjust to that speed. Even his opponent is saying the same, and looks like people have just forgotten that volley is maybe a part of the game. You see the stats there, maybe the set which appear at the stats which appear at the end of the set, I should say. They have maybe 3, 4 net points, 5 net points. So the stats are like 3 out of 5, 4 out of 9, something like that. So it never even crosses 10 points for a particular
Yeah, it
person.
actually should be like 25 out of 35 or something like that, right?
Yeah,
But
so,
just recently I read that Navratilova advised Alcaraz to come to the net more often. So going off topic, we may see Alcaraz do that in the later stages because of course he said that Navratilova is a 9-time Wimbledon champion. So yeah, she knows how to win Wimbledon. So uh, I feel very sorry for you that you're not exactly getting to watch the kind of game you want, but we may see that happen from Alcaraz now.
no,
All right,
uh,
so
no, I
yeah,
just want to highlight one point that there are these kind of strategies which keep happening in the background. So although we do not see it at Wimbledon, and maybe I'm not a great fan of baseline, at least at Wimbledon, but there are coaches who advise their players, and I've read this a lot, that you should try to approach the net and just follow that strategy, irrespective of what is going to happen. And just doing that, people really win 70 to 80% points. So that is a surprising stat that I got when what all these guys do in practice.
all right. So now let us move to the bottom half, where the champion is waiting, probably Alcaraz in the finals. So Djokovic, what do you see of the players remaining in the bottom half who could pose a threat to Djokovic? Let me just summarize them for you. We have a possible Rublev in the quarterfinals. Before that, I think he has Hurkacz, and semi-final actually he could be facing Yannick Sinner, who, if you may remember, troubled him a lot last year. Actually, he almost defeated Djokovic last year, and Sinner wasn't that big back
Yeah, he has matured, and I am looking at his game and thinking how clean his styles are, his technique is, how clean he is hitting his serve, hitting his backhands, and I think he is trying to poach, not poach, really approach the net, and so he has shown that an all-round game up till this point. So yes, absolutely, I think he is the biggest threat. In terms of others, maybe Rublev, Hurkacz, what I feel is that. Djokovic
then.
always has a plan B.
Just wait.
Yeah,
Just a reminder. Even Bublik is there in Djokovic's
yeah,
quarter, I
yeah,
believe. Yeah.
and he might.
Who
I mean, he
won't
must
have
be
it?
confident. Yeah,
So yeah.
I missed that last time.
Yeah.
So Bublik, yeah, he must be confident, and he'll try to do all those sort of things. So that will be a fascinating match. But the real threat looks like Sinner.
Yannick Sinner.
And what I feel about others, especially Rublev. So when everybody plays Djokovic, it seems that at the crucial juncture, at the best points, Djokovic stands tall. Right? And in most cases, we also see that Djokovic always has a plan B, a plan C when something is not going his way. But others, you saw at the French Open, right?
Yes,
Casper Ruud
yes.
was playing well, but I don't think he had a plan B. And when Djokovic upped his game or started doing things differently, I think Ruud wasn't able to answer that. Likewise, it should go in case of Rublev, and it might go the same way for everybody else. So I think Djokovic is well prepared in terms of strategy and planning, much better than these guys.
All right. So suppose everything falls into place, and we do actually get to witness the match of the year, the final of the year, or as they may say, Alcaraz versus Djokovic. So what do you really think is going to happen this time?
I feel I'll go for Djokovic to be straightforward. I feel he has the experience. He has that center court vibe. Probably Alcaraz has played on center court only once, and I think the last round at this year, right? So Djokovic has a lot of plus points, and looks like he has the confidence and plan, and he has obviously defeated Alcaraz at French. But I'm sure you'll have some different opinion this time.
Yes, well, I am. I'm not entirely sure about this, but overall, whatever matches I've seen, whatever analysis I've done, I think Alcaraz has a better chance of winning this, and Djokovic actually may not win the Wimbledon. And the reason for that is when Alcaraz played Djokovic at the French Open, all eyes were on Alcaraz. People were not even talking about Djokovic. We were the only ones who were actually talking that Djokovic is probably going to win. But other than that, the media, the fans, everybody was for Alcaraz. And for a 20-year-old kid, uh, I think that was a lot to handle. So that is my first point. The pressure was just too much for Alcaraz. Secondly, uh, he had played Djokovic a year ago in a best of three sets match. I think at Miami or Indian. I'm not entirely sure about that. On a hard court. So actually, it was as if they were meeting for the first time. So uh,
Yeah.
both of them didn't exactly have the experience of playing each other. Of course, uh, they must have seen each other's matches, the analysis and everything must have gone there. But getting the mindset right when you're playing Djokovic in a Grand Slam is entirely a different thing. And now I think Alcaraz is well prepared for that because he has had a very, very recent experience. And thirdly, because Djokovic and Alcaraz will be meeting in the final, I think the grass court we of course no doesn't remain a grass court exactly.
Yeah.
So it becomes a very neutral surface, and shot to shot it is almost impossible to match Alcaraz. So I think Alcaraz has a huge edge going into this. And another point I want to add here is that although we talk about Djokovic being so great mentally and everything, no doubt about that, he's just he's like a saint when it comes to psychological battles. But we have seen him choke once in his entire lifetime against Medvedev at the US Open when he was going for uh, a calendar slam. So we have seen the pressure weigh in on Djokovic. It is not as if he's entirely pressure free or something like that. And
Yeah.
once again, Djokovic is going for multiple records. He'll be equaling Federer's record of 8 Grand Slams. He'll be equaling Federer and Borg's record of 5 in a row. So yeah, I think
It's
the
a
pressure
lot of
is going
pressure.
to be on Djokovic. Yeah.
And Alcaraz won't throw it away like the French Open, right, this time. I think he was too excited at that time. Uh, he was hitting the balls there. He was hitting the balls. Maybe he just thought that let's go for it. But then it appeared that the rallies were long. Djokovic was returning. So usually a 5 point rally or 5 ball rally was turning into an 8 ball, 9 ball rally. And probably that's why he ended up suffering those cramps. But I'm sure he'll not repeat that. That he'll have a great plan this time.
Yeah, he definitely would repeat it. Of course, we know that Djokovic will come up with something different this time. But I think because of the experience at the French Open, his coach Ferrero, who is also a Grand Slam champion, and him being a tennis prodigy, I am pretty sure they'll come up with something which will make sure that he doesn't fall prey to such antics.
Yeah.
It'll be a tennis match and not a psychological warfare.
Yeah, yeah. I think would love to see that. And on that type of court, it's probably like a Miami or an Indian Wells, which is a fast hard court, and maybe the grass court will come to that standard on the day of the finals. Cool. So you're going with Alcaraz this time.
Yeah, I'm going with Alcaraz. Of course, we still have a long way to go. The fights are three, 4 rounds away, but it looks like I have my money on Alcaraz. Yeah, and he really deserves to win this.
All right, guys. So as we await finals, who do you think will emerge champion at Wimbledon? Will Djokovic win his 24th Grand Slam? Will he win his fifth consecutive Wimbledon? What is your opinion? Or will Alcaraz reign supreme this time? Thanks so much for watching and enjoy the finals. Take care. Bye bye.